We are Steff Ells, and for the next 3 months we're going to be travelling Mexico, starting in Paradise.
And this island that we're on right now is known for its whale sharks, its flamingos and its bioluminescence.
Welcome to Holbox.
We flew into Cancun to start our Mexican adventure, and of course the first thing we did was grab some traditional Mexican food. The next morning we walked to the bus stop to head to Holbox.
The machine just ate Steff's bank card.
I don't know what to do.
First time getting cash out at a supermarket.
We wouldn't let us get cash out.
So I reckon if you go onto the app, freeze the card, and then we're just going to have to use another card.
To get to Holbox, you have to jump on a bus to Tequila, which takes around 2 hours. From there, it's a cruisy 30 minutes on the ferry across to the island. Altogether, this cost us £45 for the both of us.
The best way to get around these sand roads on the island is an ATV or taxi buggy. We hailed one down at the ferry port and got dropped to our hotel.
Is that comfortable? It's strange.
The priority for us after check-in was food, obviously, and then booking some tours for our time whilst we're here. Okay, so we're up super early. Sorry. My boob got caught. Hi.
Which I think we really miss doing, what we used to do travelling when
Sunrise.
we'd get up super
Yeah.
early and go get sunrise.
Yeah.
First light of the day, it's like one of the best feelings ever.
We've got used to lay-ins, haven't we?
We've got very used to lay-ins.
Look at that moonlight.
Holbox is around 2.5 miles long and is home to around 2,000 people. The island remains largely off-grid, there are no proper ATMs, banks or major supermarkets here. It's super peaceful here, and unlike Cancun that's known for its nightlife, here on Holbox it's known for its bird life, being home to flamingos, pelicans and other native birds. Steff just trod in dog shit.
Don't.
Sorry.
No.
And if that wasn't already enough shit for one morning, halfway through breakfast, Steff did a frantic run to the toilet and was in bed for the whole day. It is our third day on the island. Yesterday was a bit of a write-off as Steff was
Ill.
She had the shits. Pretty bad. But yeah, today's our third day. Apparently when it rains, it pours. So a lot of the roads are like...
This is not as bad as I've seen it though.
Yeah. Big ass puddles to navigate around, but not the end of the world. And unfortunately, because Steff was ill, we have had to cancel one of the big tours that we had booked for Friday and move today's tour to tomorrow. We've still got another little activity that we're doing tonight, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to document it. It's a in the dark jobby. Any guesses? So yeah, let's go get some breakfast.
Yeah, I'm starving. Uno, dos, chihuahua. If you go left at the pier on the main beach and walk for around 30 minutes, you'll reach Punta Coco. Along the way, you'll find a more relaxed side of Holbox. Perfect if you prefer quiet beach time, and there'll also be less seaweed and more of the island's famous bird colonies.
Whale shark tours are super popular here. However, if you do decide to go, please make sure you do your research and choose a company who's more concerned about the conservation and welfare of the sharks than tourism.
I'm really intrigued with this. Like, do we stir it up?
What is it meant to be again?
They said it was a vegetable or a root that is boiled up and made into a drink. That's supposed to be really good for bad tummies. So.
Really hitting you hard, isn't it, babe?
Yeah, real bad.
Do you want to go back to the hotel?
No, absolutely not. I want to keep walking. I'm just letting my stomach settle before we walk a bit further and then I shit myself again.
Steff's tummy got the better of her, so we've headed back to the hotel to chill before our evening tour.
Are you excited?
Very.
I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything with our cameras. I'm hoping this could just be one for the natural eye though.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a tour starts at night time, but for this particular activity, we followed our tour guide in the dark to a lagoon and were told to turn our flashlights off.
Bioluminescence. It's actually a chemical reaction causing light to be produced inside of a living organism, and in this case, it's whale food, aka plankton.
You ready?
Yeah, perfect.
Let's go inside.
That's so cool.
So you really can't see anything on the video. I can't even see Steff's face. My lens is right in front of Steff's face. It's pitch black here, but it's incredible because then that means that you can see the Milky Way, Jupiter, like so many different star constellations. And then the bioluminescence, it's incredible, but you obviously can't see it on the camera. So this one is just for us, which is quite magical. And I also saw a shooting star and I made a wish. Of course I did. I'm not telling you what it is though. Nope. One of the best ways that you can explore Holbox is by hopping on a boat and doing either the free island tour or there's the Cabo Catucci tour. So we're going to do the free island tour today. We are hopeful to see flamingos. I grew up calling them pink mingos, so this one's for you, Mom.
We hopped on a boat and headed to our first stop, Yalahau. Yalahau is called a cenote for tourism purposes, but it's actually a freshwater spring that people now swim in, including us.
It is. I don't know if you can hear us, but if you can, we are currently in. It's technically not a cenote.
It's a spring.
It's a spring. Should I taste it?
It's fresh. I mean, I wouldn't.
We went for a cheeky little swim, met a raccoon, and then headed back to the boat to cruise on to our next stop. Pink Mingos!
Can you see him?
Yeah.
We went from being the grannies on the boat with the binoculars to the cool kids because when people realised how far away the flamingos were, everyone wanted to go.
Babe, that puffer fish is right by your foot, mate.
Off. What? you. No, I'm not playing anymore.
So it seems like we are in Holbox at a time where a lot of things are out of season. Obviously whale sharks we were aware of, bioluminescent when we did the tour last night. We didn't realise that it's not the season to be
Didn't connect
glowing.
It was the bioluminescence of the whale sharks ate, and that's why the whale sharks
Yeah.
leave, because there's no bioluminescence.
And we have also managed to see some pink mingoes, but there is also, they're not as in abundance as
but
they normally
still,
would be.
I'm glad we've got to see. I wouldn't have even cared if it was only one. Like
Yeah.
the fact that we've got to see a flamingo is pretty cool.
So if you do have the privilege of choosing the time that you decide to come to Holbox Island, we highly recommend doing it between these days, these months. But I think it's still worth a visit all year round.
Oh
Like, it's
yeah,
stunning.
even just for like the island vibes.
It's so nice.
Our final stop of the tour was Punta Mosquito, which apparently is known for crocs. We finished off our last day on Holbox trying out the highly recommended tacos at Barba Negra and a cheeky massage on the beach.
But the beach life isn't over yet. Next stop, Tulum!
So we're travelling from Cancun to Tulum by bus. I believe they call it ADO. Just got to find where we get the bus from now.
We found our bus. Well, the board says 6 and we've been told 5. Hopefully going to the right place.
The ADO buses are a great way to travel Mexico, super comfortable and reliable. This trip cost us around 220 pesos, which works out to be £10 each.
Good morning.
Got a ticket.
We we got on our bus safely and arrived in Tulum last night. We've just booked to enter the archaeological zone and then also to go on a boat trip. So this is a UNESCO
World Heritage
Site, which is super exciting.
And it's a city in the jungle.
A city in the jungle, which is also cool. My expectations for Tulum were like, oh, is it going to be like Bali? From what I've seen so far, no. But we haven't entered the main town bit.
I'd say like I can see why people would expect it to be like Bali,
Yeah.
but it's not. Like it's a different level.
Different level, yeah. So let's go see some Mayan ruins.
You can either pre-book entrance and a guide to the ruins, or you can wing it like we did and pay for it when you get there. This is not the cheapest option at all, although our guide was pretty awesome.
Hola.
Hola.
You?
Steff.
And
Ella.
Ella. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Julio.
meet you.
It's worth mentioning before travelling to Mexico, the only thing we really knew about ancient Mayan civilization was the calendar ended in 2012. You may remember the End of the World movie called 2012 that was released.
The ancient Mayans lived in the Yucatan around 2600 BC. Today this area is southern Mexico, Guatemala, northern Belize and western Honduras. Throughout our time in Mexico, we will learn so much about this incredible culture, and our journey starts here.
You will love this beautiful archaeological site. It's unique because Tulum is the only one that Mayans people built on top of a natural cliff. The city is facing the sea because it was a seaport or a trade center. Let's go inside to see the most important building. Here is in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning. In those days, the sun is gonna be on the back. Look how the sunlight will pass through the window, the animation, and shows this, the change of the seasons, beginning of spring, summer, fall, and winter. You see? 4 times in the year only. You see? Excellent astronomers, as I told you. So this city is very interesting because when the Europeans, the Spaniards, arrived here for the first time, 15th century AD, the Mayan culture was dead already. Yeah, 200 years before. I mean, around the 13th century, Mayans people stopped the culture here. They abandoned their cities at the same time, and we don't know why. We don't know what happened here with this great civilization. It's one of the biggest mysteries. Archaeologists, they talk about political problems, overpopulation, no food for many people, They talk about epidemics, you know, catastrophes. We don't know what happened here with the Mayans. Obsidian. You know, jade is green and this is black, you see? Well, obsidian for the weapons, it's very sharp. At the beginning they used it for that, to elaborate knives, spears, axes, etc. But also they use this glass in astronomy too. Mayas were excellent astronomers, you know. At the beginning they woke up early in the morning waiting for the sunrise. They used to study the position of the sun all day, the 365 days. Okay. At the end they could divide perfectly the year into equinox and two solstices, better known as the 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall and winter. They did that exactly, with exactitude, okay? So they had to see the sun many hours when they were studying the position of it. Even now, ladies, with the best sunglasses you have, look at the sun.
No.
Maybe you can do it for 3 or 4 seconds. You can stop to do it. But with this glass, Mayans could see it 4 hours without any damage or problem in their eyes. Señorita, look at the sun. Look at the sun with that. The same glass, obsidian, was used
Oh, wow.
for these guys to observe the solar eclipse without any problem in their eyes.
It's really cool.
By Julio, he was really cool. Very informative, telling us all about the ruins and all about the Mayan culture as well. Learnt lots.
Look, lots like sacrificing.
Learned a lot about sacrificing, like sacrificing on a different level. So, fun tip, not really that fun.
Don't play ball in Mexico because if you win, you die.
So Mayans used to obviously play ball, just like we play football, soccer.
But like they would touch it with their hips, elbows and knees, I think.
So not necessarily football, I suppose. But the winning team,
French.
they would be playing for their gods. So the winning team would legit sacrifice themselves, like death.
Like they'd be decapitated if they won.
And it was an honour for them. So he said that's why Mexico don't like winning football, the World Cup and stuff, so fair enough.
After a sweaty tour around the ruins, we headed down to the beach for a boat trip and a beveragino.
¿Dónde está la playa? How do you say I'm really hot? Muy caliente. You were so close. I did not expect that. Obligatory last pass. That was incredible there. Never seen that many stingrays.
Everybody. Slide.
We've done our boat trip. We've done our walking around the Mayan ruins in Tulum, and now we're like, should we just get a day bed and
Spend all the money just for the one day because it's the one time that we're going to get to do this. Because tomorrow we leave Tulum and we go inland, and then I feel like that's when the real kind of backpacking trip commences. Yeah, because
also we have worked so hard this year.
yes, we have.
So here's to us.
Our time in Tulum was short and sweet because we were keen to explore the proper culture of Mexico.
Join us next time as as we explore Valladolid, Mérida and Palenque.
This is Mexico.
We wrap our heads around the road rules of Mexico to explore one of the 7 wonders.
We are at Chichen Itza. Oh my God. Isn't it great?
We visit a few well-known cenotes and Steff jumps for her life.
We nearly run out of fuel on the motorway.
But this is so healing.
We watch the famous Mayan ball game in Mérida and nearly give up in Palenque.
I think it's the first time that we've probably both fell out of our depth on this trip.
If you like this episode, give us a big thumbs up and say hello in the comments below.